Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're taking a look at a Ryzen motherboard. That's an X370 motherboard. In this specific case from MSI, it is the MSI X370 SLI Plus, and the reason we're looking at this is because it's actually going to be going into a build next month when the Raven Ridge APUs launch. So we're using it for that, and we're going to take a look at it today. Now, before we hop in and unbox this thing and give it a quick overview, I want to point out a couple of the reasons I picked up this board. Most notably, I went X370 for this build instead of B350 because in the future I may want to do more testing with SLI setups, which B350 will not support. In addition to that, this is one of the cheapest actually neutral color schemed boards out there, and although aesthetics probably shouldn't really matter that much, especially if you're building a very budget-in system, in which case, by the way, you should probably go B350 anyways, I still want to maintain that neutral color scheme because it, well, my OCD dictates that I must. So let's go ahead and crack this thing open and see what we're working with. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up this motherboard box. And of course, up front we have the motherboard itself. I'm going to go ahead and set that aside for just a moment here so we can take a look at what's in the box with it. First up, we have a couple of SATA cables, and it looks like one of these is a right angle cable with a straight connector on the other end. Sort of hard to see that. And then the other one is just both sides are straight connectors, so two SATA cables. A little disappointing. A lot of boards you'll see four with, but then again, you also probably have these laying around anyways. Of course, we have the I/O shield, and this one is not padded, so obviously being a little bit more of a budget board, not really expecting that so much. We have an actual optical disc here in case you actually still have a DVD drive for things like drivers and utilities, but this is one thing I really wish that manufacturers would just start putting in small USB drives if you're really needing to include those drivers. It would just work with every single PC out there that way. But regardless, you should be going to the website anyways to get the most up-to-date drivers, UEFI updates, all that sort of thing. We have a thank you for choosing MSI product, a little card in there. We have a quick installation guide here. So this is actually helpful. There's a little insert here that shows you how to put in memory modules depending on how many different memory modules you actually have. For example, it says 1 goes in DIMM A2. If you have 2, then you use B2 and A2. And if you have 4, obviously you populate all 4 slots on this motherboard. So that's actually a really nice little quick reference guide. And then last but certainly not least, you have the motherboard instruction guide here, or rather the manual itself, which will really give you all the details of everything the motherboard has to offer, including things like the correct order for your front panel connectors, things like the power button, reset button, which are something that I almost always end up referencing the motherboard. Hopefully they're labeled pretty well on the motherboard itself though. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this box so we can sort of use this as a platform. And now we can give sort of an overview of the motherboard itself. So let's start off our overview with the AM4 socket, which does already support Ryzen processors. It will support Raven Ridge processors. It may need a UEFI update for that, and this will also support Ryzen 2 processors, which are coming out towards this spring, I believe, again with a UEFI update. Around that socket, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 phase power delivery with an 8-pin EPS connector up in the top left. Next to the RAM slots, we have one CPU fan connector, and then we also have a pump connector as well. That would be where you would connect any sort of water pump there. And then we have another system fan right alongside that DIMM slot as well. And that would be one of, I believe, 6 fan connectors if you include the pump along this board. So yeah, you have the CPU, you have the water pump, you have this system fan, you have another system fan here, one down along the bottom, and then one sort of floating near the middle of the board over here above your PCIe slots. So for connectivity down the right side of the board, you have your USB 3 connector as well as your 6 SATA connectors. In the bottom right of the board, you have your power button, reset button, your HDD LED, and your power LED connectors there. You have another USB 3.0 header and, of course, 2 USB 2.0 headers. Then over towards the left side here, you actually have an RGB header in case you have case lighting that you want to take advantage of, as well as your front panel audio connector. So according to the block diagram, the PCIe lanes that are running through the chipset on this particular board are all three of the PCIe by 1 slots, as well as the bottom PCIe by 16 slot, which does support ×4 mode. The 2 reinforced PCIe by 16 slots, as well as the M.2 slot, are all going straight to the CPU and not running through the chipset there. And then for your rear I/O, you have all of your audio connectors as is standard on most motherboards. Over to the left of that, you have USB 3.1 Gen 2 connectors, both a Type-C as well as a Type-A. We have 4 USB 3.0 connectors along with a gigabit LAN port, HDMI, DVI, a pair of USB 2.0 Type-A connectors, as well as your PS2 port. And of course, for anyone wondering, the backside of the motherboard is pretty standard. You have your backplate on there. There is no M.2 slot hidden away on the back of this particular motherboard, which is not a surprise considering its price tag of about $120 as of the time I purchased this on Amazon. Though on Newegg, I did see, at least for the moment, when I was looking at this, there was a $30 mail-in rebate with this particular board. And of course, you can find links in the description below for this motherboard. So that's a quick unboxing and overview of the MSI X370 SLI Plus. Let me know in the comments down below if this is a motherboard you might consider for your own future Ryzen build. And of course, if you like this content, give it a like, share, subscribe, comment down below. All those things are super helpful to the channel. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Hoosier Hardware. And as always, I'll let YouTube go ahead and queue up a couple more videos from my channel for you to watch. I'm Shane with Hoosier Hardware, and I'll see you guys in the next video.